Hey, what's up? It's your old pal, Mr. Cook, and we're working on the final exam review, the multiple choice one. Just got done with 16 through 19. Now we're going to do 20 through 22. So just 3 problems on this video. And these ones can be a little bit more challenging because these are the rational expressions. And I believe this was chapter or unit 3. So if you need to look at some of the old videos for this is kind of tough stuff. We're going to be working on unit 3 all the way through number 26, it looks like. Yeah, 26. Okay, so, just check out some of those videos if you're really confused on this stuff. I'm going to try and go through this the easiest way that I know, which is, if it says to solve, plug it in, and then just fall back on my factoring skills. So, with number 20, if you need to simplify it, what you need to do is just get the common denominator. So you use this one's denominator over here, you multiply it in the top and the bottom, n plus 3 in the top and the bottom. You use this one's denominator over here, so you multiply n minus 5 in the top and also in the bottom. So if you do that, then the expression looks like this so far. So it's 4 times n minus 5, and then 7 times n plus 3. And then the denominator is now the exact same, so I'm just going to put that under one fraction. And they're subtracting in between, so I'm going to put a minus there. Then it's going to be n minus 5, n plus 3 in the bottom. Okay, so there's already we can cancel out b. B is not one of our answers. And on a multiple choice test, sometimes it's really helpful to eliminate some of the answers because when you eliminate one of them, then that means that the odds of guessing, if you ever need to guess, are at least improved quite a bit. Anyways, so to finish off this problem, all we need to do is just distribute in the 4, distribute in the negative 7, and then combine like terms. That's it. So if I distribute in the 4, I get 4n minus 20. If I distribute in the negative 7, I get negative 7n. And then negative 7n times 3 is negative 21. And then all over the same denominator. Then I combine like terms. 4n minus 7n is negative 3n. Negative 20 and negative 21 makes negative 41. And, there's my answer. It's C. Next up, divide. Okay, well, whenever I divide 2 fractions, you might remember the whole keep, change, flip thing. That's what we're going to do here. So let's, keep, flip, change. So keep the first fraction the same. X squared plus 7x plus 12 over x squared minus 9. And then change the sign from division to multiplication. And then flip the fraction. So x minus 3 goes on top, x plus 3 goes on the bottom. So from here, what we need to do is just factor everything. These are already factored expressions, but we do need to factor this quadratic and this quadratic. And then we simplify it. So to factor this top quadratic, I need numbers that multiply together to be 12 and add together to be 7. So multiply together to be 12, add together to be 7. So those 2 numbers are going to be 3 and 4. So I get x plus 3 and x plus 4. All right, now for the bottom one. X squared minus 9, that's a special type of factoring. That's the difference of squares. So what I do is take the square root of 9, which is 3, and this just becomes x plus 3, x minus 3. And then now, since this fraction and this fraction are multiplying, this just becomes one big fraction like that. And we just cancel stuff out that's in the top and the bottom. So I have an x plus 3 and an x plus 3. Those cancel out. I have an x minus 3 and an x minus 3 that cancels out. And all I'm left with in the top now is x plus 4, and in the bottom all that's left is x plus 3. So that's going to be my answer. So D would be the answer there. Okay, number 22. These have the same denominator, unlike the top ones, number 20. So I just need to combine like terms. That's it. So this turns into 10x in the bottom, and then in the top it's going to be negative 8x minus 9 plus negative 2x plus 9. Well, the plus isn't going to change the signs or anything like that, so I can just get rid of the plus. So this becomes negative 8x minus 9 minus 2x plus 9 over 10x. Combining like terms. Negative 8x minus 2x gives me negative 10x. And then negative 9 plus 9, the 9's just cancel out, so they're gone. And then all that's left is the 10x. And then, the x's cancel out, and the 10's, negative 10 over 10 is 1, so this just turns into negative 1. So D would be my answer for this one. So this like looks a lot more complicated than it is, but there's a lot of like these internal steps that you got to remember. So definitely like make sure to practice some of these if you need the extra, help. Like look over some of the examples that we went over in some of the previous videos. Just check them out because they're not that bad, but they look really intimidating. So just get a couple of them. Just take a look at a couple of them, and it won't be that bad, or at least won't be as intimidating. That's it for this page. Moving on to the next page in the next video.